the legal team, Geek Sensei, Raven, Sam, Mr. Blitzstick.
You three, man.
Yeah. You man about.
We are live, guys. I'm sorry, Mr. Blitztech.
Raven your GS.
Jay, one further to Sabinus.
And welcome to today's reaction. We've got The Last of Us remake, PS5 gameplay and features. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribing to the channel, liking this video if you like The Last of Us, if you like gaming, if you like everything else in life, and commenting down below what do you think of this remake.
Look, just pre-order. Everyone pre-order right now. We ain't even got to watch this. What are we doing? Like, how can this be bad, bro? It's impossible.
Boy.
Do you know what? Yeah, just so before we go, I'm looking for all the bad things.
Okay.
Only. That's how good I think this is gonna be. I'm only looking for bad things. I'm gonna be intentionally OD negative here.
I'm already having flashbacks, bro, from the clicks.
Let's go.
Clicks, whoever they are.
Clickers, yeah?
Bro, I think I'll be shook. It's mad.
Yeah, they won it.
More than 2 years ago, we were finishing part 2.
My lad dropped
flashbacks within that scene for the first game. We got excited with the idea of like, oh man, what if we made The Last of Us Part 1
this is
to look as good, if not better, than what we have done with Last of Us Part 2, which we really pushed the boundaries of like what we could do from gameplay and a graphical standpoint, and felt like if we do that, we could actually come even closer to our original vision of what the first game would have been had we not been constrained by technology.
I wish Gaming Studios was listening to this man right here, fam.
The original
that's beautiful.
creative vision of The Last of Us, I think in a lot of ways was larger than what the PlayStation 3 was capable of.
The tech of the PS5, it's like an open box of tools and goodies that we can play from and draw from. The 4K, HDR, improved haptics, 60 frames.
He's gonna have it.
Bro,
Help us to reimagine The Last of Us. It gave us opportunities to rebuild our characters at the highest fidelity.
Yeah.
Not only are the characters more detailed, I mean down to the irises and the pupil depth. You know, you fall into the eyes of the characters. Aside from that, the facial animation is just way more believable. Like all the nuances, all the little subtle reactions, glances, glares, right? Like you get all of it almost closer to sort of the original performances.
So no matter what, you stick to me like glue. Like glue.
Come on.
Good.
Stop it.
Bro.
We're able now to not only just have the highest fidelity characters in the cutscene, but also in gameplay. It's the same character, so now we can do these seamless transitions in and out. Every part of the game has benefited from seamless transitions and emotional scripting.
I want to see if they get into the gameplay.
Our stories
In terms of listening mode
in
and that.
gameplay on a stick.
She knew my mom.
All this stuff is designed to keep you constantly in this world.
Riley, come here. No, you got this. Go.
One of the things that the PlayStation 5 is really enabling is that we're able to have a density of physics objects in a scene that we could never do before. Like, this has always been the dream, is to have this number of bumpables, chippables, breakables, destructible objects in a scene. It just makes the world feel
playing this game
rich,
again
makes
is
it
gonna
feel
be
lived
nuts.
in. Materials can have the properties that you'd expect. The turret truck in Pittsburgh, when it's firing at you and it's just ripping apart the concrete and sending objects flying left and right.
Break. Like there's fear. There's a real fear that it invokes.
And it's giving us a much more dynamic
this
range
bit,
of gameplay to play
motherfucker, bro.
with.
Around him!
Our AI tech has just increased incredibly. What we were building the basis off of was The Last of Us Part 2's AI. And it has sophisticated systems for things like the fundamental knowledge model of how these NPCs perceive and understand what the player is much more sophisticated.
How the enemies are communicating with each other, how they're chasing you, how they're flanking you, how intense that fight feels. It's so much more rewarding coming out of it from the other side.
Jesus.
One of the other big AI improvements is the buddies. The buddies technology that we developed for The Last of Us Part 2 has this very sophisticated understanding of like, okay, this is where the enemies can see their exposure. We not only have exposure, we have future exposure. So buddies can know, okay, that enemy is walking forward and they're about to round this corner. So in 3 seconds, that corner is going to be exposed. So I'd better move now to avoid this enemy seeing me. This really lets the buddies make very complex decisions and maintain that feeling of stealth much more believably.
But are they gonna help you though?
Another big enhancement to the gameplay is that we have this technology called motion matching. Motion matching is this technology that's basically using logic that tries to match the desired movement to a bucket of hundreds of animations. A mocapped actor has gone in and run this whole gauntlet of movements to get a really full set of all the different ways a person can move. And then it's basically every frame trying to find the best matching animation that fits the path of where the character is going to go. And this motion model just gives this really seamless sense of transition. The player's movement is just a lot cleaner. It's this really smooth, organic movement through the space.
That's fire still.
First, we just had to build that core experience. And then beyond that, we wanted to add several features that fans have been asking for. For example, we now have a permadeath mode.
Permadeath?
Yeah,
that's
allow it.
Still.
A new speedrun mode, so players can time themselves. There's a whole community of gamers that just want to see how fast they can play
This is
through
how
this
you
game.
remake a game.
Beyond
fam.
that, we added a bunch more of
Hey!
unlockable
Nice.
outfits for Ellie and Joel.
Last of Us,
people
I mean,
unlock.
Uncharted, bro.
Yeah,
All
basically.
Oh, man.
Really appreciate the details. We added award-winning accessibility features.
Every
Nice.
single accessibility option that we offer, that's a barrier removed for someone.
As she surveys the apartment, her eyes wander to Joel. She steps past the couch.
That's
he
tough.
wears the wristwatch Sarah gifted him, which now has a cracked face.
To my knowledge, this is the first PlayStation game that has audio description built into the game, built into the cinematics.
Now it's nighttime. Joel stirs in his sleep.
And that's really the way we've tried to push the frontier of accessibility on this game.
That's actually really deep.
So much of the identity of The Last of Us is the world.
What?
We revamped completely the art direction. You know, everything from these expansive vistas that not only are they beautiful, but you feel the environments. You feel the environments in a much more visceral way. The rooftops overlooking the Capitol building, for example, like just the breath of fresh air when you go up there and you just like, you feel that sort of release in tension. And then, you know, to juxtapose that down in the tunnels, the wilds, and you get that dank, flooded tunnel feel, that humidity, you can actually feel it. All these environments are just completely reimagined.
Now we got our engine on the PS5, those haptics, the 3D audio, the fast loading. It really creates a much more immersive, and because of that, much more emotional experience.
One of the things I absolutely love with the 3D audio in The Last of Us Part 1 is being able to hear an enemy before they sneak up on you. And trying to do a stalker fight with the 3D audio is just so much fun. You sit around in a different room and you're hearing them trying to get it behind you.
It's the worst thing though. Because these things are mad. The worst!
Having that two-part
Put me on
reaction,
heart attacks,
like
bro.
hearing, turning, seeing, reacting, it's just really heightens that
Changes
sense of just
level,
being
man.
grounded. You are in this character, you are in this world.
Permadeath. It's long, brother. It's long,
With
brother.
PlayStation 5, the amount of control that developers have over the Dualsense, it's really, really cool.
Back.
All the guns
Yay.
in the game have a variable amount of resistance on the triggers when you aim them. The way it works with the bow is that at the very beginning, when they're starting to draw the bow, there's a little bit of resistance.
Yeah,
and then
well done.
as the bow gets tauter and tauter, the amount of resistance is increasing. And then when you release the bow, you're also getting that resistance going out of the trigger. When you are aiming and firing the shotgun, you're going to get a haptic vibration on the shot, and then
You see,
what
the
I think is
the
one of
gun
ways
didn't
that
come back,
the
bro.
defense
That
thing
is sick.
Is you're going to get a haptic vibration on the pump of the shotgun. And what's much more sophisticated about that on the DualSense is that in effect has a little like speaker in it, and it's playing an audio file that comes through in the vibrations, and those two beats is what you're going to feel.
Yo, these man going in, bro.
Yeah, the clocking of
This
the
also ties
shotgun.
in to the new workbench animations. So if you're seeing Joel taking apart a gun or screwing something in or putting a new stock on a gun, that moment where he's like jamming that on, you're gonna get that haptic feedback on that.
What?
We
No, they're
have
doing too much.
haptics all across the board, you know, for all the moments you kind of expect, for clambering, jumping, landing, meleeing, getting meleeed, like all those kind of high intensity moments we have represented in the haptics. What I personally absolutely adore is the way we can enhance the really like quiet, subtle moments of gameplay. So it's like when Joel goes in to pet the giraffe, getting that little light touch on the haptics as he's petting the giraffe. To me, that's the essence of The Last of Us. It's the high tension moments, it's the low tension moments, it's all of it feeling grounded. It's you're feeling immersed in this world. It's all about bringing you along with that story in as many ways as we can, and that's what the new technology on the PlayStation 5 is allowing.
Was that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out.
There's something special about that core experience of playing as Joel and Ellie on this journey. Then to take that experience and really honor it and keep the authenticity of it, but elevate it in every way possible, whether it's pipeline, whether it's art direction, whether it's a technology, everything that allows us to make that experience better. Not different, extremely better. That's why, to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.
Naughty Dog, they might be the best gaming studio, bro. Like, it's just...
And PC as well.
It's such light work for them, bro. It's such, like, they understand the Matrix code so well, bro. Like, what is this? The third release of this game?
Yeah.
The third release, fam. The third release. Like, you got The Last of Us 1 on PS3, The Last of Us Game of the Year edition.
I'll say remastered.
Or Alright, go on, remastered with the DLC on PS4, then you get the remake on PS5.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, in between this, they've released The Last of Us 2 on PS4, and if you don't think The Last of Us 2 remake's coming at the end of this cycle, when The Last of Us 3 is coming out, to go into the... You see, you have a beautiful game, and you just add things, bro. Man are talking about haptic feedback, graphics, and like, the AI awareness, that's all you need. It's a whole new game, bro. It's a whole new game. The same way The Last of Us 2 is a vast improvement on The Last of Us 1. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why the other studios aren't looking at this like, this is... You see when you talk about unlimited money? This is it, bro. Right, yeah, this is unlimited money here.
Yeah.
Get me? If you make a good game. It all starts with that. Making a good game.
Every studio needs to grab their team and watch this thing, bro. Because, like, you see how, like, we complain all the time that they do remakes. They don't do pretty much nothing, and they charge you.
But they do remasters instead of remakes.
Yeah, that's it. And then they charge you, like, 70 quid. Bro, these lot were just shitting on all of that, bro. Like, this is setting a new trend to when you're, like, redoing games again. Especially, like, games that's had so much success in the past. This is how you bring... Like, wasn't one of you man saying the other day, like, a lot of games should be brought back to PS5?
100%.
Not so long ago.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Bro, these shoes need to be in the office with their team, taking us from this, and just start, like, bringing the old games back to the new platform.
One of the things I also rate about this is that when they showed the voice, the mocaps, it was like, in my head I was like, raw. They've gone back and just redone it all. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, whatever technology they had at PS3, they used, and now they're like, yeah, we can make it better. And they're just using the same assets, the same everything, and just laying it over the new engine. And it's like, bruv. Like, it just doesn't, like, it just seems very simple to me. But we've still got studios out here talking about single player games are dead. Wild. Wild, bro.
What was that? EA or something?
Wild, bro. I don't want to say no one's name, bro.
Now you got to name and shame him, bro.
Get me, bro. It's wild to me, fam.
I don't know, obviously, like, for me, there's always, like, levels, because obviously there's this, like, bare people out there complaining. For starters, you guys should shut your mouth. Two, but at the same time, like,
Lord,
it's almost, they always see, like, the price tag of a game, and then they just see remake slapped on top of him, like, why are you guys charging us the same amount as it is on the platform? Because the maximum SLRP that supercharged. It's almost like if you watch this, you could almost understand why a studio would want to make their best game again. And if you just think you're just
do you think The Last of Us is their best game? You think Last of Us better than Uncharted?
Yes.
Why?
The story wise, like even the guy was saying here as well, like redoing the environments till you feel like I already felt like I was in those environments while playing The Last of Us without even saying that.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, so when you said it again, when they were doing the environments and just the wind moving this, I was like, oh, I could see, I feel myself in those environments. And then he said it, I was like,
do you think if they remade Uncharted 2,
it'd be stupid.
This is what I'm saying. On PS5, you don't think that'd be better than The Last of Us 1 and 2? I think it would be, bro.
The only thing I say, the only reason why I would say The Last of Us is their best game because on all aspects it outdoes everything on
I agree, and I agree with you because when you brought up the environments, I'm like, Uncharted has environments, but because of the element, like the sci-fi element of Last of Us, it gives it an opportunity to go further. So I hear you on The Last of Us 2 is better.
Because like
I hear that.
They said as well, it's like you could really tell when there's moments where you're grasping everything around you, and then all of a sudden when it goes to high tension, you're also just feeling that as well.
Yeah, I hear that.
And with The Last of Us, I feel like it's just adventure. I'm not putting it down. It's just adventure. And then it's like a set piece.
Yeah. Where they got set piece, adventure, stealth, silence, all like yeah. It's a roller coaster.
Encompassing story, yeah. And I'm not taking away from Uncharted for that because it does that as well. But it just feels like it always just escalates, and it just feels like what's the movie that it kind of got its homage from? Indiana Jones, basically. And it's like, I think number 2, the story there is like, I don't know, just like building on character, building on villains, building on Nate, all that kind of things. But here it's just like everything else is just mad. Coming across other people, the world, the setting, like for me, like that's why I just say this.
I mean, we're talking about 2 top tier games anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like, it's calm. It's calm. Like there's no losers here. Do you know what I'm saying? But bro, games like Assassin's Creed, like you man are.
That's Ubisoft.
I know, but
I know that's why you're saying it.
You man are missing it. Like you're gonna keep rebooting Assassin's Creed when you need to go back and start. You know what I'm saying? Mining the assets you've got, that kind of stuff, bro. Like it's mad anyway, but this is fire.
Yeah, go make Uncharted all over again. Uncharted number 1 definitely needs a remake now.
Just do all of them.
Yeah,
bro. Just Uncharted 1 coming out again, like just calling it like Uncharted on PS5. It'd be mad. You don't need to reboot, fam. Get me? Just do it, fam. With all of this stuff, I love it. And I love they added the stuff like the bonus stuff from Uncharted in terms of like where they were talking about accessibility. I hope they bring all of that into the game because they've got slow-mo mode, bullet time mode, they've got like you can change obviously you can change the character's clothes, you can do all of that stuff. And I saw in the menu they had it. They had it in the menu where you've got like tokens and you buy them. So I hope they take that all of the way because that was some of the. I think when I replayed Uncharted, that was some of the best bits. Okay, like slow mode, one bullet kills, doing whatever you 8-bit mode, pull it all in there, fam.
True. And now permadeath.
Oh yeah. That and speed running, I'm good.
Didn't you do speed run? Or was it for Uncharted? You did speed run.
I think you have to, but
for speed run,
there's a way around.
Didn't you do that?
For number 4.
Oh, you got to beat in like 6 hours or something. Yeah. But I wouldn't even count that as a speed run, man. They give you enough time to get it done.
Is it? Is it ample enough?
I got it.
Okay.
Got the trophy.
Jeez, you got a platinum, innit?
Yeah, man, come on.
Yeah. I was going to go back to number 3. Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments down below. What do you think of The Last of Us Part 1 remake? Do you think the certain price tag is definitely worth it?
Yes.
Are you glad that all the features are in here? I know some of you man are complaining, they got prone to crouch. Go play number 2 then. Like, he said this is the definitive version to play number 1. Like, what's wrong with you, man? Oh, go stick with Final Fantasy Remake. I don't know. Everyone's mad out here. But yeah, man. Enjoy the video and we'll see you in the next one. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
Raving your GS.
J1 for the supplements.
Peace.